Okay, we're going to be doing an inspection down the right side of one of our J model coaches. So the first thing I'm going to be checking is just checking for any damage as I approach, making sure nothing is leaking under the coach, making sure it's not leaning. I'm going to approach the coach and come over here to the mirror, make sure the mirror is properly secured to the vehicle. I'm going to come down and make sure that my reflector on the front is amber in color. It is clean. It is properly attached. And I'm going to check my clearance light up top. My clearance light is amber in color. It is working. It is not cracked, damaged. It's properly secured to the vehicle, and it has not got condensation in it. Then I'll be checking the glass in my entry door. And this window up here is in the driver's line of sight. So I need to make sure that it's not cracked, damaged, make sure that it's clean, and there's no illegal fog that's going to affect the driver's line of sight. And everything looks good there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open the door. So when I open the door, I'm going to be checking the molding on the door, make sure that it's not damaged or loose, so that I don't get a lot of wind noise that might make it unable for me to hear my passengers in the back or unable to hear an emergency vehicle. Going to make sure that my handrail is secure here. I can come around here. I can see the hinges on the door. Make sure they're not cracked, damaged, or broken. Make sure all the hardware is in place on the door. And make sure that it does close slowly and that the airlock is going to engage. And it did. The door just sucked in. Okay, we're going to be going over wheels, tires, suspension, brakes on another video, so we're going to leave that for now. Going to look down the coach at the rest of my glass. Make sure all my emergency exits are closed properly. None of them are popping out. None of the glass is popping out or separating. It's all properly secured to the coach. Come over here. I've got my turn signal and hazard light and marker light. So you can see that those are both functioning. Because I've got, it goes solid and then it flashes. That's going to be my marker light and my turn signal. So they are both working. It is properly secured to the coach. It's not got any condensation. And come over here to my bays. I'm going to open up the bay door. Okay. As I open up my bay door, I'm going to make sure that it locks up in position. It's not going to come down on my head. And I'm going to be checking the hinges and bolts. Make sure that the hinges were properly secured to the vehicle and to the door. I'm going to make sure these pulley assist cables are in good condition so that no one gets an injury trying to lift this door. Check that on both sides. So then I'm going to be checking the floor of the bay to make sure that it is clean. There's no debris in there and there's no signs of undercarriage damage where someone has gone up over a rock. Going to be checking the cross members of my frame right here. Make sure they're not cracked, bent, damaged, and no illegal welds. Then I'm going to be checking these. These are access door hooks. And so you want to make sure that these access doors are all hooked up properly so they don't fall on anyone's head if you're in here trying to get luggage. And we can see right here that I have my 3 emergency triangles right there, and then I've also got a box of fusees or flares that I can put down if there's a problem to alert vehicles. So I'm going to make sure those are there. Right here I have a belt box, so I do have spare belts in there in case I need them. Make sure that is secure. Okay, so then to close this door, I'm either going to lift on the handle right here to release it, or I can come inside, and right here is what we refer to as a T-handle. This will also release it. So you pull that down, push up on the door, and that closes, and then I make sure the door closes properly and securely. I'll be checking this bay the same way, and also this bay the same way. And then I will be checking my lights again. Here's my middle marker light and turn signal. So then I'm coming over here to my battery compartment. So to open the battery compartment, I open the door, and then there's a handle right here. I'm going to push that handle toward the front of the coach and then pull the door toward me, being careful not to smack myself in the face with it. So there it is. Now you can see that it's open. Now I raise the door up, and then I have a little safety pin right here. Safety pin is going to go in that slot to make sure the door doesn't come down and hit me on the head. So then here I have my batteries. I do not see my spare fuses, so that's going to need to be written up. We don't have spare fuses on this coach. Then to see my batteries, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to look to make sure all my battery caps are here. There's no sign of overboiling, and I don't have any corrosion on my battery leads. Check this side as well. And everything's looking good in there. And then you just want to give a tug on your batteries right here to make sure that they are properly secured down. They're not cracked, damaged, or leaking. To get the door shut, I pull this out, and then I just make sure you shut this door so you don't smack yourself in the face with it when you shut the door. Swings down and it just closes like that. And that is secure. So now I'm going to be checking my fuel cap right here, making sure to open this up. I'm going to look down in there. I'm going to make sure the gasket is secure. Make sure there's no signs of tampering. There's no wires that could indicate that we have any kind of terrorism going on or tampering. I'm going to look in there, make sure all of the lines and wires, everything looks good. Nothing's frayed. There's no leaking fuel. Looking down under the bus to make sure that there's no fuel leaking down there, and everything's good. Now here is my DEF tank. So I'm going to make sure that the cap is secure on my DEF tank, and that is good. So everything is secure there, and that panel is secure over the tank. So we will be going over the undercarriage and the duals, wheels, brakes, driveline, all of that on another video. Right now we're just going down the side of the coach. So we have a third turn signal and marker light. Both of those are functioning. It is properly secured to the vehicle. There's no condensation, and it's functioning properly. So continuing down, I do have my red clearance light up there. It is functioning properly. It is not cracked, damaged, broken, no condensation. It is red in color and properly secured to the vehicle. So in here, you just have a storage compartment. On our other coaches, there would be the ADA lift in here, but in here, I have cables. Now, these cables should have been written up as being used so that the shop can inspect them and roll them. So I should have 4 bungees. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm only seeing 3 bungees, which I should have 4 bungees, a run-up block, and 2 sets of cables. They could be over in another compartment, so I will check that, but these need to be written up so they can be inspected and rolled by the shop. And it does look like we have some extra antifreeze in there. If you need to prop this door open for any reason, this is the prop. It goes in these 2 holes right here. Hinges are in good condition. Everything's working properly here. The door closes securely. Sometimes on these J's, see how it's open a little bit at the bottom? You just take your leg, push it against there, and then that latched it properly. So all of the body panels are in good condition. I do have my red reflector. It is clean. It is properly secured to the vehicle. In here, this is just access to your engine compartment. So you would open this door. This is your toilet dump, so it's not leaking. Nothing's leaking on the ground. That's your reservoir that you can dump into 4 times. That is properly secured. It's not leaking. There is a cover on my jump post right there. These are your switches to do your regen, for service lights, fuel pump, your fan test clutch switch, and so forth. And we'll be going into that in the engine compartment. So if you do need to jump this bus, you've got your positive jump cable there. And down there you have another bolt that you put the negative onto so that you can jump your coach. And this door also closes properly. So that's the J going down the right side.